Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills, there lived a curious young girl named Emily. Emily was known throughout the village for her insatiable curiosity and boundless imagination. She spent her days exploring the nooks and crannies of the nearby forest, always searching for new wonders. One sunny afternoon, while venturing deeper into the woods than ever before, Emily came across an extraordinary find, a talking pebble. It was nestled among soft moss, its surface gleaming with a faint, magical light. Emily picked up the talking pebble excitedly. To her surprise, it introduced itself as Pebble, the talking stone. Pebble had been around for centuries, witnessing the transformation of the world. It had stories to tell about ancient forests, wise owls, and even mischievous fairies. Pebble, with its smooth, gray surface and wise demeanor, began to share its stories with Emily. It spoke of ancient times when the forest was a kingdom of towering trees and magical creatures. It told tales of friendly animals, shimmering streams, and the dance of fireflies under the moonlight. Emily was captivated by Pebble's tales. She could almost picture the ancient forest in her mind, with its towering trees that reached for the sky and magical creatures that lived in harmony. As the day became night, Pebble kept sharing stories. With each tale, Emily's bond with the forest grew stronger. She felt like she belonged to something bigger, a world full of magic, wonder, and history. Emily and Pebble decided to go into the forest for their adventure. Emily was always curious about what the forest hid. She wanted to explore deeper and find more wonders. Pebble wanted to see what was beyond the stream where he lived. So, they went into the forest, excited to find its mysteries. What other secrets could the forest have? With Pebble by her side, she was ready for new adventures and challenges. Emily and Pebble kept going through the forest. They came to a part of the woods that looked really magical. The trees were really tall, and the flowers seemed to shine. It felt like they were in a place full of magic. They found a clear pond with pretty fish. The water was so pure it looked like it had secrets. Emily and Pebble watched as the fish swam under the shiny water. In this magical part of the forest, they saw animals they'd never seen before. There were butterflies with colorful wings and fireflies that made pretty lights at night. While they kept exploring, Emily and Pebble felt really amazed and thankful for the magical world, and Pebble felt really amazed and thankful for the magical world. They knew their adventure had just started, and there were many more things to find. As time passed, Emily and Pebble became even closer friends. Pebble wasn't just a storyteller, it also became a smart teacher. It taught Emily about the forest, helping her learn about plants, animals, and nature's secrets. Emily learned to spot animal tracks, recognize bird sounds, and name the many flowers in the forest. Pebble always answered her questions, and they both loved how beautiful nature was. Every day, Emily felt closer to the forest, its animals, and her talking pebble friend. One bright morning, as Emily and Pebble walked in the forest, they came across an incredible sight, a sunny clearing with a majestic deer in the middle. The deer's antlers glistened like silver. The deer looked grand and had a friendly, wise look. It walked up to Emily and Pebble gracefully, and to their surprise, it started talking. The deer said its name was Aurora, the forest guardian. Aurora told stories about the forest's old magic and why it was important to keep it safe. Long ago, the forest was not as vibrant and full of life as it is today. It was a quiet, peaceful place, but it lacked the colorful flowers, towering trees, and cheerful animals that we see now. One day, a kind and gentle fairy discovered a hidden spring deep within the forest. As she touched the water, she felt a surge of energy and magic flowing through her. She realized that this spring held the key to the forest's transformation. With great care, the fairy shared her discovery with the other forest creatures. They all agreed to protect the spring and its magical waters. Over time, the magic of the spring began to work wonders. The flowers became more vibrant, the trees grew taller, and the animals were filled with energy and happiness. It was as if the forest itself had come to life. But the forest's old magic wasn't just about making things beautiful, it was about balance. The fairy and her friends learned that every creature, no matter how small, played a crucial role in keeping the forest in harmony. The busy bees pollinated the flowers, helping them grow. The earthworms turned the soil, making it fertile for plants. Even the ants helped by aerating the ground. Aurora talked about how nature needed to stay balanced and how even the smallest creatures were important for that balance. Emily and Pebble listened closely, taking in Aurora's wisdom like a sponge soaking up water. They realized that the forest was more than just a pretty place, it was a special environment that needed to be taken care of and kept safe. Aurora's visit had a big effect on Emily and Pebble. Now, they felt like they needed to take care of the forest and all its magical creatures even more. With the talking Pebble's smarts and the forest guardian's help, Emily's adventure got a new goal: to be good helpers of the magic forest. With their new mission, Emily and Pebble started a journey to find out more about the forest and its protectors. They wanted to know how nature's balance worked and what each animal did to keep it that way. Their first meeting was with wise old owl, Ollie, who sat up in a very old oak tree. Ollie told them what he knew about the forest's animals and how night creatures like him helped keep the forest safe and balanced. After that, they found Ivy, a pretty fox with a lush, red coat. Ivy told them how foxes made sure there weren't too many small animals and bugs, which helped the forest stay peaceful. During these meetings, Emily and Pebble grew to understand more about the complex life in the forest. They learned that all animals, whether large or small, had a role in keeping the forest's delicate balance. One day, Emily and Pebble saw two squirrels, Sammy and Squeaky, having a disagreement. They were arguing about who should live in a comfy tree hollow because it was too small for both of them. Emily and Pebble chose to step in and help resolve the disagreement. They reminded Sammy and Squeaky about how working together and taking turns was vital in the forest. After a friendly talk, the two squirrels decided to share the tree hollow, and harmony returned to the woods. From this, Emily and Pebble discovered that in a magical world, disagreements might happen. But they also learned that by talking, understanding, and working together, they could always bring back harmony. One evening, while wandering through the forest, Emily and Pebble heard a melodious sound. It was like music that floated through the air, filling their hearts with wonder. They followed the sound and discovered a group of forest creatures gathered in a moonlit glade. Birds, rabbits, squirrels, and even fireflies had come together to create this enchanting symphony. At the center of it all was Luna, a nightingale with feathers that shimmered like the stars. Her song was the heart of the forest's symphony, and it was said to bring peace and harmony to all who listened. Emily and Pebble joined the gathering and listened to the mesmerizing song of the forest. They felt a sense of unity and connection with the creatures around them, and for that moment, all worries and troubles vanished. The song continued into the night, and as the last notes faded away, Emily and Pebble knew that they had witnessed something truly magical. They understood that the forest had its own way of expressing its beauty and harmony. On a misty morning, Emily and Pebble ventured deeper into the forest. They heard a faint, sad cry and followed it to find a young fawn named Rosie. She was all alone, trembling with fear. Rosie had lost her way in the dense forest and couldn't find her mother. Her big, doe eyes were filled with tears. Emily and Pebble approached Rosie with kind words and gave her some fresh leaves to eat. They promised to help her find her mother and keep her safe in the meantime. Together, the three of them embarked on a quest to reunite Rosie with her mother. They followed clues from her mother's scent and listened to the gentle calls of forest creatures who wanted to assist. During their journey, Rosie discovered how everything in the forest was connected, and each creature played a part in helping her find her way home. Finally, after a heartwarming adventure, they found Rosie's mother waiting anxiously. Tears of joy flowed as mother and fawn embraced. Rosie's mother expressed her gratitude to Emily and Pebble for their kindness and for bringing her precious fawn back safely. The forest celebrated their reunion with joyful songs, and Rosie, filled with gratitude, nuzzled Emily and Pebble before rejoining her mother. Once again, the forest showed the strength of unity and compassion. To honor their adventures and the lessons they learned, the forest creatures decided to have a magical celebration. It was a big, enchanting feast, a party to celebrate harmony and togetherness. The forest animals worked together to create a wonderful banquet. Squirrels collected nuts, rabbits brought fresh greens, and birds sang cheerful songs to set the mood. Even Luna, the nightingale, added her beautiful song to the celebration. As the sun went down and the moon came up, the forest lit up with light. Fireflies danced in the night sky, and the leaves of the trees seemed to shine with magic. It was a night full of awe and wonder. Emily, Pebble, Rosie, and all the forest creatures joined in the celebration. They danced, sang, and shared stories about their adventures. It was a night of unity, where every creature, big and small, celebrated their connections and the magic of the forest. As the celebration ended, the forest's guardians, Aurora, Ollie, and Ivy, gathered around Emily and Pebble. They talked about how important Emily and Pebble had been in preserving the forest's beauty and balance. Aurora, the forest guardian, mentioned a tradition among guardians. They could pass their wisdom and responsibilities to those who loved the forest and were dedicated to its well-being. It was time for a new generation of guardians. Emily and Pebble felt deeply honored by this offer. They accepted the role of becoming guardians of the forest with open hearts. The forest guardians shared their wisdom, and Emily and Pebble promised to protect the forest and its magical inhabitants with all their strength. In their new roles as forest guardians, Emily and Pebble continued to explore, learn, and protect the enchanted woods. They taught other humans about the importance of living in harmony with nature. The forest thrived, and its magic continued to enchant everyone who entered. Emily, Pebble, and the forest's guardians made sure that the delicate balance of the ecosystem stayed intact. And so, the legacy of harmony in the enchanted forest lived on, showing the power of coming together, showing compassion, and the enduring magic of nature. The end.